that we are helping people who only know what I call the 3D version of things,
Right.
about attention difficulties, hyperactivity, meltdowns, autism, ADHD, anxiety, whatever names or descriptors they all get.
Right.
We get so many parents and teachers who come, professionals of all realms, who come to us and they don't understand what's going on with this kid, and they're at the end of their rope, and we have an opportunity to teach them a new way of looking at it. But in order to do that, you got to start where they are, and then you grow it. Right. So for instance, if you were to call me and you said, hey, Judy, I got a referral from my students, my child's counselor, and the counselor thought that you might be a good fit for my child. And I said, oh, interesting. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your child. He won't turn in any homework. He really avoids school. He hates doing any kind of schoolwork. He doesn't like to read. He fights me all the time. It could be a she, by the way. It's just a real mess. Yeah, I can, I get it. Yeah, it's really tough. Can I ask you a couple questions? Sure. I've noticed that there are a lot of kids who seem to be very aware of the surroundings. And it's like they are hyper aware. I hate the word hyper, but like hyper aware or hypersensitive to the 5 senses. Mm-hmm. And when you start asking parents about, there are kids who walk into a classroom and see everything that is in front of them without trying.
Yes.
And they hear sounds that most people don't hear, or they are bothered by sounds that most people aren't bothered by. And then you hear them go, well, yeah. Are they light sensitive? Yes. Do they hate the tags? Oh my gosh, yes, especially when he was smaller. And so we start with what they know, which is their kid's a pain, their kid's not learning, their kid is avoiding school stuff, they're angry, they're meltdown, but now we go to, like you were saying, helping them to understand where it came from. And at this point now, I'm expanding the way that they think about this, so that, that old walk a mile in my shoes.
Right.
So imagine what it must be like for your child to be having all that stimulus of the visual, the auditory, the tactile, maybe smells. And now, did you know that, is your kid the one who people tend to go to when people are having a rough time? When you've come home from work at the end of a long day, does your child just seem to know that you've had a rough day and comes up and gives you hugs or something? And they're like, oh my God, yes, that's so true. Mm-hmm. So what I need you to realize is that during that school day, with the 25 to 30 kids in the classroom and the hundreds of kids in the hallway, they are continually being bombarded with the awareness of all the other emotions in that class, including the teachers. And can we imagine how much they are having to take in on a daily basis, and how overwhelming that must be? And so we're expanding this whole, just the traditional kinds of things that we know about ADHD, tantrums, which I hate, etc. And we're opening it to a more metaphysical understanding of what's going on. And now we start, and what do you do about it? Let's talk about light sensitivity. Let's talk about, are there visual distortions that are coming from that, or from the eyes not working together? Let's help your child understand about all this input. Let's teach them how to not be so whelmed by all that emotional and energetic input, and teach them how to modulate that energy. And if they really are the receptacle of taking in everybody's stuff, because there's so much heart out there, that their heart is willing to accept that in.
Right.
And remind them that they need to set a drain. And when you start to put it like that, most people are okay.
Okay.
And I think it's because I'm grounded enough.
Right. You're not talking woo-woo. Yes.
We don't look weird.
Right.
I have a friend who I was talking to. She's one of the most brilliant and intuitive and empathic, and she's just incredible. And she says anytime when she gets a new client, whether it's in person or on a Zoom, they look at her like they're expecting to see, you know, the flowing robes and the necklaces and the bracelets and the body and the gaudy and everything. And she's just a real normal human being,
Right.
who's unbelievably grounded and brilliant.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah. That's
So they can hear it from us.
Thank you for sharing that, because I loved how you just said it so so clear. You really have a gift for that.
I'm a translator.